Again, welcome and welcome back to the Drupa Touchpoint Sustainability. And for our next program item, I'm pleased to welcome two esteemed industry experts to the stage. First, Stephan Uder, Managing Director of the startup Tessitura and its parent company Heinrich Stoiber. And also joining us is Fabian Placht, Cloud Services Sales Squad Lead, Innovation and Digitalization at T-Systems International. And their topic for us, warp drive for the printing industry, modern and secure cloud technologies in use. Find out how modern cloud technologies are revolutionizing the printing industry and what they can do for us in terms of security and efficiency. I'm looking forward to it, and we have a very special surprise for you from the Galaxy. So please welcome Stephan Uder and Fabian Placht.
Yeah, thank you very much. Today, we both want to take you as an audience on board our Starship and then carry you off into the future. And on our journey, we will show you how we use the warp speed for the printing industry. And don't be afraid, we leave no one behind, even if we have Klingon among us. So maybe I look in the round, are there some Klingons? Yeah, so please raise your hand. Oh, I see one Klingon here. Do you have your butt left with? Yeah, so to be on the safe side, we have translated the headline into Klingon. You find it in the top of the presentation, so you can read it perfectly. So before we get started, a few words about us. My name is Fabian Placht, and I'm a squad lead for an innovation and digitalization team within T-Systems in the here and now. But in the near future, I will be part of a star command, and there I will be responsible for the interstellar infrastructure. And the good news, I'm not alone in the future. You are there, and also Stephan.
Yeah, so thank you, Fabian. Also a few words from myself, as already announced. I'm the Managing Director of Managed two company. It's Heinrich Stoiber and Mönchengladbach and Tessitura in the here and now. But tomorrow in the future, I, like Fabian, as well in the Star Command. Yeah, let's go then.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Stephan. Yeah, enough said about us. I'm pretty sure that the Star Trek fans here in this round know the famous words of the beginning of each episode. We are riding the star date
1,000,365 of the area of.
Yeah, maybe the correct start date is on the left-hand side here. Yeah, it's here and now. Yeah, you can test it after our presentation.
Yeah, so, but I hate to interrupt you, Fabian. A mission comes in from the Star Command, and the mission is we have to connect the galaxy of print in a very short notice.
So, is that the whole information that we have just connecting the galaxy?
It is. It's just connect the galaxy of print and any kind, whatever kind of maturity the galaxy is, the planets or the machines. That means, are the machine and the planet on a very high level of infrastructure with very good communication, or just on a very low level, that means only with a switch on and off as a communication. That's the task what we have to do.
Pooh, I think we need 2 years for that, Stephan, or so. Yeah.
It says in 6 months.
In 6 months? Boah, I think it's just feasible if we have the latest technology on board from Tessitura. It's called Odeon. Do we have that?
I'm just reading the manual. So the Odeon Suite manual.
Sorry, Stephan, we are in the future. Nobody reads manual in the future, I think.
Look at me. A man in my age is always reading a manual. But you're right. The time is changing. Digitalization just speeds up. Everything is absolutely agile, and we have to follow up as well. So therefore, the right thing is Odeon, because Odeon is developed and is able to do this connectivity of these planets with the Odeon Suite technology from Tessitura.
So, Stephan, it sounds quite easy on digital paper, but it's still challenging to do this implementation within 6 months. Yeah. So I know you have a broad experience in the printing industry out of the last decades. So what do you suggest now?
I would suggest we go along a trip, a route through the galaxy step by step. And therefore, let's start.
Perfect. So let's set the route, but just one information for you as an audience, we have two galaxies. We have the solution galaxy, where we find the solutions. And on the other hand side, we have a galaxy where are the machines in, the printing machines, which we want to connect. So, Stephan, you get the command, and let's get started.
Let's get started. And we start our trip through the galaxy with the connectivity. Then we follow up to the displays, visualizer, production controls, and finally we end on the Open Telekom Cloud. Yeah, with the connectivity. Check. As you can hear it, the base of the connectivity is the Odeon suite. And the Odeon suite connects all the different planets and the machines with the Odeon workers, the Odeon starships, which brings in the information from these planets, from this machine, to the center of it. And if we translate this in the printing industry, as every planet and every print shop had his footprint, in the center is the Odeon suite. And the connectivity will be done by connectors, as you can see here, the starships, which then are picking up the information from the machines of the different levels of infrastructure and communication, and these connectors transporting them to the Odeon suite. And we also have a special connector. We are able to connect very, very old machinery.
Yeah, so you mentioned it. The galaxy is quite old, and also the stars and the planets that contains. What can we do with old planets that don't have any infrastructure?
Therefore, we invented a special hardware, which called the Odeon Connect box. I've got one with me. Hang on a minute. This is the Odeon Connect box.
Oh, holy moly! Why is it that heavy?
Believe me, that's the Bluetooth version. It's a fifth of the Earth's gravity, so we put some lead in.
Oh.
So it does not fly away, of course.
That explains a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So, but as we can see it here, what we have done in this box, there are different input-outputs. And with these different in and outputs, we are able to connect it to signals, to sensors, which could be done in machines which have no sensors, no information as well. This is done by Tessitura, by the hardware. But also with already more intelligent machinery, which we also can connect by this. For that, we have a lighter version. So with the signals, with the sensors we get, we pick them all together, bring them in the Odeon suite, where we have a common language, which we can then use.
Okay, so now we have connected to a machine, but the person in front of the machine also want to know what happened in the machine. So what can we do with them?
They could have the information if they would like to have it, and therefore we created another hardware, and the hardware called display. Tick. And here we are. The display is also a part of our Odeon suite. And as soon as the display got some power on, the display is looking for where is the Odeon suite. It's a little bit like Apple Bonjour. The display is always saying, hello, hello, here I am, here I am. So if it finds the Odeon suite, the connection goes straight away. And therefore, all the users on the machinery will have the possibility to see what is going on. Like here, for example, speed, the efficiency, the time, the waste, and everything.
Okay, so now the people in front of the machine know what happened, but also the galaxy should be managed. Yeah, and if there is something to manage, there are also manager. Yeah, so and how can they see what happened in the galaxy?
And therefore, we are going to the next planet, and the next planet is the visualizer. The visualizer, as you see it here, is a dashboard. This dashboard shows all the information which will be collected by the Orion suite. So it means nevertheless what kind of language the machinery is talking, nevertheless what kind of level, mature level of connectivity it is, we connect all this information. And as you can see it here, you can see it, there's speed, there's waste, there's interruptions, whatever. And you can look 100 hours back and also to see what happened in the evening when there had been some breakdown. And if this is not enough for you, we just continue and then we create the production control. And with the production control, oh, that's now really Klingonisch. With the production control, you can really see if there is a job and a machinery breaks down, it is a bit like block the route from one trip to the other trip to the planet. Here you can, via drag and drop, change the job to another machinery very, very easily, because the man or the woman, the people at the machinery can see what should be next and which machinery is blocked. And what else have we done? For the people which really need high security and have very sensitive data, we created our next model that we say we have a two-key security. The two-key security is at the machine is half of the key or one key, and in the headquarters is the second one. And this is especially for manufacturers of machines which are not able today to afford to build up an infrastructure like we have done, and therefore they can transfer absolutely safely their information, their sensitive information, like IP information, from the machine, from the planet, to the headquarters in an absolutely safe way. We as Tessitura, we can't see this information because we haven't got the keys. The only one who can see the information are the keys. And therefore we come now to the area where you know the best. That's then we transfer it via the Telecom Open Cloud.
So, you're completely right. Now we are arriving at the planet Open Telekom Cloud to complete our mission successfully. And why do you need this public cloud planet? Because there are a lot of requirements out in the galaxy. On the one hand side, we have requirements out of legal. Yeah, we have requirements like data protection and also intellectual property. It's quite important in the printing area. So, and on the other hand side, we have for software that they can run smoothly on our infrastructure requirements like high availability or security or dynamically scaling. And if you connect these requirements and you are looking for a solution, the Open Telekom Cloud is the perfect fit. And let's beam down to this planet and look how they look like. We have 3 regions in place. So one is in Germany, one is in the Netherlands, and the third one is the community one, it's in the Switzerland. And out of these regions, we have 2 data centers in each region. And out of these regions, we have 3 availability zones. What I would like to say with that, we have 9 availability zones. And if you spread your solution over, for example, 2 or 3 availability zones, and one of the availability zones is broken, then the software runs smoothly, without any outage. And to show you how mature this solution is, we have quite a lot of certifications in place. I just want to highlight 2 of these. In the left-hand corner side, you see the paragraph 200C, the obligation. These are data for doctors or from doctors and lawyers, so quite sensitive data. And also the paragraph 35 is also an obligation for more interesting for insurance company, but they can proceed their social data on our public cloud. Why I mentioned that? Because if you are a printing industry, you can run your data securely on our infrastructure.
And that's a very important point. I have really to interrupt here. The choice for us to go with the Open Cloud of Telecom was, we had a lot of customers that we have written, signed contracts with our customers that is not allowed to ship information to other countries, abroad or overseas. They said it have to be stayed and settled in Europe. And that was one of the reasons we said the only provider for this is the Telecom Open Cloud. And that was the choice for it. And especially, a lot of customers told us, we don't want that our intellectually property rights disappeared somewhere regarding offshore laws. So that's absolutely fundamental when we talk about cloud, when we talk about when the people are scared about the cloud, to have a provider which have this security element.
Yeah, thanks for adding this, Stephan. So last but not least, yeah, sustainability is getting more and more important. And for sure, we have also there the relevant certification in place. Yeah? But what I would like to highlight on this side, yeah, there's an Energieeffizienzgesetz, so Energy Efficiency Act, yeah, and there are requirements, and we fulfill this requirement by now. And if you have to look at the Energieeffizienzgesetz, we have just to fulfill it in 2030. So we are quite mature also on the sustainability side.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us in our small trip through the print galaxy, through the different infrastructure, what we have. I hope it was interesting for you and you enjoyed it. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to speak with Fabian.
Or with Stephan.
So thank you very much. Thank you.
Applause! Wow, that was a galactic presentation.
Thank you. And
Wonderful. Are there any questions? Of course, you are welcome to ask now or later personally, but you have a question? Yes, okay. So could you give me, that was the, so here we are.
Is it working? Yes. I have 2 in 1, so sorry, be greedy and start. Yeah. Where does the name Tessitura come from?
Oh, that's a good question.
Interesting. And obviously we've talked today about Deutsche Telekom, but do you work with any other partners?
Thank you.
Yeah, the name Tessitura. Tessitura, that's Italian. And when we started the startup in 2021 from the Stoiber Group, we said, what kind of name shall we give? At this time, Japanese name had been very, very fashionable, and we didn't want to go along this big fashion. So we said, let's go to Tessitura. And Tessitura got 2 meanings in the Italian language. One is to webbing textile, and that fits very well because we're doing connecting these things. And the other is the range of a vocal of a singer, so how he can sing. And that we're always saying, we're orchestrating the print shop. Because what we are doing is, if there's a print shop with printing presses, digital presses, if there is with a settle stitcher or whatever, we take them into the tact because we're all collecting the information of that. So we are orchestrating the print shop. Yeah, and the second question was the partners.
Exactly.
Yeah. Our partners, we're working with different kind of partners. Partners from us are mostly MIS suppliers, very known in the printing industry, like Obility, Keyline, Print Plus, and all of the others, because these MIS partners are demanding our connectivity to have the right information for their calculations, for their bookkeeping, for the ordering and these things. Another part of manufacture what we got are very well-known manufacturers like Horizon, like Canon, like Mitsubishi, like all the other manufacturers of printing equipment, because they equipping their equipment with the Tessitura Odeon suite. They make their equipment Odeon ready, as we call it, that they are able to communicate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the question. Yes, of course. I'll come down. No, we can't hear you otherwise. You really need the microphone very close, please.
Yeah, okay. You mentioned that you can connect your system to the old machines where you show this box. Actually, my question, is it your system two-way communication or only one-way communication? Just because I used to MIS technique, which is EFI, we shifted from HiFlex to the EFI because HiFlex was one-way communication. Means you cannot gather information from machines, especially for management. This is my question.
Thank you.
So we always have bidirectional communication. We are collecting information and we give this information away. What is very important, we are not storage information. Yeah, we're not keeping it from, we're just giving it. And then we have different outputs. One output is an MS system, another output could be the visualizer, the dashboard, another output could be the displays. So we're just collecting and giving it. So if we receive from the MS the information, for example, you will print a print job called 1237 with the name Stephan. It's 120 pages. And goes then through your factory. We give to the MES system always the information back. It's now at the printing press, it's still running, it's so much waste, so we always do this bidirectionally, all the time.
There was one question more. Yes, so that would be the last official question.
I actually have two questions. Just gonna make it quick. At the beginning you mentioned Fabian, I think you said that it takes 2 years usually to implement such thing, and then you said you have 6 months time. Is this the timeline that you need to implement this communication? That's the first question. And the second question is, you're galactic everywhere. Can you do this only in Germany? What if I have more than one place that I want to implement this to my machines in Europe and eventually out of Europe? Is this possible?
Thank you.
Yeah, for the connectivity, we're very quick. If the machine already is Odeon ready, it takes us about an hour to connect them via the cloud. Because the machine, if it got power on with Odeon ready, it will always say, I'm here, and then we can connect this machinery. If the machines are not Odeon ready, for example, if we have to use the Odeon Connect box and we have to put sensors on, for example, we connected a Tegel from Heidelberg, that's from 1963, I believe, which only have a switch on and off. Of course, then it takes longer because we have to fit the sensors, both of the sensors, to get this information. But normally it should not take longer than a few months. We never ever go for years for the implementation. What we also can do is, if you have multiple sites, we can connect all these multiple sites, and via our infrastructure we give always the information centrally. That means to one central MIS, to one central dashboard that doesn't care. We can do this in Europe, yes, of course, because we're working together with Telekom Open Cloud. If we go into other countries, like perhaps China or India, then we have to get another cloud. That's then another question. That will be another subject, I would say. But Europe, it's not a problem at all, because then we work with our friends together. And with the United States, we also have a look about another cloud provider. But yeah, we can do this.
And just a short thing, yeah, we are cloud agnostic, so we can also provide AWS and so on, so that's no problem if you look at international area.
Connection, yeah. If we got it from then we are fine.
So if you have any more questions, then of course over there will be the exhibit also from T-Systems. So you're welcome to ask every question you like. Thank you too very much. And when I see the sun just coming down through the window, I see beam me up Scotty. Yeah. So thank you very much, Stephan and Fabian. Thank you so much for your creative presentation.
Thank you.
Oh, we have the sound. I don't believe this. Wow! Amazing! Wow, what a presentation. I'm blown away. So, and we will start with our next presentation at 2 p.m. And I would really love to welcome you then back again, and our next topic will be a keynote about circularity and the requirement for innovation. See you again soon. Bye-bye.